Welcome back to Studio Chatter. For the past few years, Dickerson Automotive has been fixing and donating a car to someone who really needs one. Welcome Todd Dickerson from Dickerson Automotive to the table to tell the story.
Hi, Todd.
Hello there.
Before we get officially started, do you remember a couple years back, around April 1st, in this same studio?
This isn't your first
What
time.
did you do here?
Well, we filled in for you guys, and it was kind of a spoof more than anything.
Nice of you.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Who did you imitate best?
I wasn't here, so it must have
Well, we
been.
weren't really trying to imitate anybody, from what I recall.
Just mock us?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Just making fun of some
Just have fun.
ladies. around
I remember
the-
watching that. I will say that's the only episode my husband ever watched, the entire episode.
Well, Chris has good taste.
Yeah, you guys did
The
good.
ratings went through the roof, I'm sure.
And it probably wasn't like this
No, I think we
at
were
the
wrapped
big
around.
table.
Yeah.
The actual table.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the heart of the
Okay.
story.
Okay.
So, Wheels with Heart.
Okay.
How did that come to be?
Well, over the years, I've been involved with a lot of years where we've given away cars around Christmas time, and it's done in conjunction with Kerry Robarge. Him and Matt Barber really have spearheaded it, and so it opened my eyes to ways where we can really focus on what we specialize in, what we do, and what we do very efficiently, and create opportunities to give back to the community. That's
Okay.
really what it's about. So there's a lot of people out there that, it's not that maybe they're completely homeless, but
Right.
they're just having a hard time, and
Right.
and a hand up really goes a long ways with those people. So, it's really hard for us to give away cars. Because we only get one or two of them a year that make viable candidates to actually do the repairs and
Okay.
get them back on the road. So it usually has to be a car that's got some value in it, but maybe it's had a catastrophic failure, like an engine or transmission failure, and it costs roughly the same amount to fix it as what the car's really worth. And a lot of times people will walk away from it. Right. Well, obviously, a lot of that is labor, and that's something that we can provide. And so what we do is we'll generally find used parts when we can to try and save some money, and then I will pay my employees to do the work. And it's just a very heartwarming experience.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So tell me, how did you go through? Was there an application process for people?
Yes, we have an application on our website. It's really pretty simple. It just asks a few questions about we ask who you are and who you're nominated, and just give us a brief description. We don't want to know the family's life history. We don't want to know intimate details, but we want to know, okay, what is their situation and how will this help? Because not everybody is a good fit for an additional car, because it comes with additional financial burdens. You have insurance on additional car, repairs, maintenance, down the road, as well as
gas
fuel
every
costs.
week,
So
How many applicants did you receive, or normally?
Normally, we have a hard time finding the applicants. I'll be honest with you. That's one of the hardest things, is to get people to actually submit an application for it. But our Briley, who does most of our marketing, she really pounded the ground pretty hard this last time we had a car to give away, and we ended up with about 10 applicants.
Oh, that's a good number.
That is.
Yeah, good. So can you tell us much about the winner?
I can tell you that it's a young family.
Okay.
They have one child that's not quite in school yet, but they've got a brand new baby. The baby spent quite a bit of time in the NICU, and so he was...
A lot of expenses.
Yeah, a lot of expenses, and also they only had one vehicle, and he needed it to go back and forth to work, and she really needed a second vehicle to be able to make doctor's appointments and do things that moms do. So it was a real blessing.
It was a perfect fit.
That is heartwarming. That's the heart of it, right?
So was it like an SUV type vehicle, or
no? This was a little Saturn SL1. So, but it was in really good shape, and frankly, it was donated. It was donated by a local family here in Spanish Fork, and most of the people that contribute to that choose to remain anonymous. And I will tell you, the more help that we can get, the more people we can. And what I mean by that is, if people would just be willing to make small donations, the way I do that is I take those donations and I only use them to purchase the parts. And a lot of times we can get the suppliers that we buy parts from, knowing what it's for, to either sell them to us at their cost, or sometimes they'll even donate them, depending on what they are. So we can get, with a little bit of money, we can go a long ways.
Okay.
And what's a better fit for us in those programs is to help people that maybe they have a vehicle that, you know, they've got some. Car repair is expensive. It is very
Right.
expensive, but maybe they need a hand up with their existing vehicle. Maybe their existing vehicle needs brakes, or it needs tires, or it could be any number of things.
Right.
It's much easier to help in those situations. Simply because you don't have to worry about trying to get the car licensed and put insurance on it. They're already accustomed to owning the
Okay.
vehicle, and it just makes it much easier for us.
So Todd, do you
So-
take donations
Yes, we do.
like
We do.
throughout the year, and then just kind of save it, and then? Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a ledger that I keep track of it, and we, like I say, we only use those funds to pay for the parts, and
Okay.
so it's great. I will tell you, Oddfellows from Pleasant Grove has donated a considerable amount of money to us, and it's very heartwarming.
In parts.
How kind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
Well, that's so good to know that, because I don't think that that's something that you would normally think of when you're thinking about giving contributions. I know that I wouldn't normally think of, oh, I should maybe give to, you know, maybe contributing a car or car parts or something to maybe a family could use that. So
Right.
that's so.
Yeah, I like the
that is
diversity of
such-
it, not
right.
just food or like
Yeah.
a time of Christmas gifts or something
Right.
like that. Really changes a family's life.
It does, and it's very heartwarming.
I bet. I bet. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm glad
you're
that you
welcome.
shared that with us. So besides giving cars away,
What else
tell
do
us
you
a
do?
little bit about Dickerson.
Well, so I guess the place to start is I was born and raised here in Spanish Fork. Absolutely love this community. I could not think of living in another place. Whenever I go away, I long to come back home if I've been
Yeah.
gone long enough. 21 years ago, we took a chance and we built a building that's out on the light industrial area of town, out on the north end of Main Street, and everybody told me I was crazy, and you know, I was just determined, and I worked really hard, and it's important for me to have employees that can realize their goals too. So I have a lot of very long-term employees, and you know, I want my employees to hold their heads high when they walk through the grocery store and they run into our clients. And that's our motto, is we take care of our customers the way that we would want to be taken care of. So our industry gets a bad rap sometimes, but
Yeah.
I don't want any of that coming from us.
Yeah,
So-
you're one of the best, absolutely. And
Well,
I
thank
remember
you.
Todd and I served on the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors back in like 15, 16, 17. Good times. But I remember
Yeah.
at one of our new networkings, I believe, and we actually had lunch in your shop, and you were trying to show like just how clean it was. Like
Yeah.
we're eating lunch in the shop, and the floors were spotless. Your employees were clean. And we choose Dickerson for our cars. So you guys,
Well, thank you,
I feel
Stacey.
like sometimes you go in and you're like, you get this long list, and they're like, no, you need to do it now. But my experience with you several times on several cars has been, these things will be coming up. So probably within the next year, you're going to want to look at that. So you normally don't
options,
get that. Like,
yes.
but
Like, this
right
is a
now you
must,
need
this
this.
is a-
But Stacy, here in the next year to 18 months, you're really going to need to look at that. And so kind of helps you plan
It
ahead.
does. And you know, one of the biggest things that we do that we feel like is giving back to the community, on our oil changes, we don't charge any more than what it costs to go to a quick lube shop, and I'm not against them. It's better to be at least getting your car oil changed rather
Yeah.
than ignoring it. But we actually do tire rotations and full safety inspections on every vehicle that comes in for an oil change. So with the fact that we don't have a state safety inspection anymore, that's a really good value to
That is.
you know, the community, and we don't charge additional to do that. I mean, obviously there's something in it for us, because if there are things that need attention, our hope is that you know, that extra effort that we put
Right.
into it, we have an opportunity to help you with those things.
Right.
But
Yes.
that's
Well, Todd,
Well, we
thanks for
appreciate
giving
you.
back.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much for
Oh, you're
giving
welcome.
back.
Thanks for having me,
story.
ladies. Yeah.
Great
right.
program. Thank you.
There's more studio chatter coming up.